The daughter's name was Adeline. Great, the girl is a brunette with bright green eyes. By nature, she is very quiet and sad. The girl wore a green jacket with a black stripe, dark shorts, trousers on cold days, and sneakers. Adeline loved her family very much. Mom always helped her daughter and took care of her. Of course, my father was busier than my mother, but he also tried to take care of Adeline and devote more time to her. The family successfully moved to a new city and were already standing on the threshold of a new house. Here's a new home, new memories. The house was large, pale purple in color. There was a large courtyard. And the most interesting and even mysterious thing for Adeline, a huge forest appeared opposite the new house. The girl immediately fell in love with a huge unknown forest. Little stars of delight could be seen in her eyes. She smiled and looked at every tree. Yes, beauty, a beautiful house, and even near the forest. Honey, you're just beaming with delight. I'm glad you like everything. Adeline's mother spoke and came closer to her daughter. Yes, Mom. It's just perfect. Tell me, will I be able to walk there? Well, in the woods? In a calm voice, Adeline asked the question. Oh, of course you can. Just please don't wander there for a long time. After all, you haven't been there yet. From the beginning, you will need to explore at least half of the forest. Honey, don't rush things like that. Mom answered with a smile. Yes, well Mom, Adeline smiled and looked at her mother, so that, after we sort out all the things, we can get acquainted with the neighbors and explore the near part of the forest. Adeline's mom said, chuckling a little. Really? Thanks Mom. Then I ran to sort things out. Adeline exclaimed and ran to the boxes that were already lying in the hallway of the house. All day long, Adeline sorted things and cleaned the house. After that, she met the neighbors and took a walk with her mother in the woods. It was amazing. The girl has never been to such places before. It was a little scary in the forest, but very beautiful and comfortable. I wanted to stay there. The day went just fine. By evening, the girl had dinner with her family and went to bed. There was a thunderstorm at night. Raindrops pattered on the windows. Everything rattled. Adeline was fast asleep. She dreamed of something strange, even scary. She saw incomprehensible signs, like a circle crossed with a cross. Blood. A strange, very tall man without a face and a forest. The very forest that interested the girls so much. After that, a tall man without a face began to say something to the girl. It wasn't legible. It was very creepy. Adeline suddenly woke up in a cold sweat. She inhaled and tried to calm herself down. Like, it's just a dream. A new place, perhaps this nightmare is just a ridiculous accident. After the girl managed to calm herself down, she went back to bed. She even managed to fall asleep, but she didn't see anything anymore. Only the black screen. Morning. Adeline woke up. After the girl got dressed, she hurried to the kitchen. Her parents were waiting for her there. The girl had a snack and got ready for school. Adeline was new to the class. After all, she only recently moved to a new city and house, and of course the school is also new. At first it was scary. There are a lot of strangers in the class. Adeline was introduced by a teacher and told to sit at a desk with one of the students, Millie Shiamon. A girl with bright red hair and freckles. She was wearing a white shirt and ordinary black trousers. Adeline did so. Obediently sat down at the desk next to Millie. After the lesson, Millie introduced herself again, only on her own behalf. Hi. My name is Millie, I'm glad to meet you. I hope we will become friends. The girl turned out to be very positive and kind. She was smiling and waiting for an answer from Adeline. "Hi. And my name is Adeline. I'm also glad to meet you." The girl hesitated and smiled awkwardly. She rarely made acquaintances with someone, and it was hard for her to communicate with her peers. After that, Millie approached Adeline. "Our class is very friendly, don't worry. I think many people will want to meet you. In general, make yourself at home. Oh, and also, I can introduce you to my company if you want." "Really? I'm glad. Thank you." Adeline smiled awkwardly again and closed her eyes. So the lessons passed. Millie introduced Adeline to her company, as promised. The company consisted of 4 people: David, Kate and Clara, and Millie herself. David was a handsome tall guy. Brunette. He wears a blue hoodie and jeans. Very smart and funny. He tries to cheer up every friend. Kate. Kate is a strict girl. The brunette usually wears a purple dress. Kate, though strict, is very caring and responsive. Clara. Clara was very beautiful and feminine, a sweet girl with bright blue eyes. Blonde hair. Wears a white jacket and a black jacket, trousers, or a short skirt. The girl is very kind and sweet. Well supported and cared for. For some reason, Clara attracted Adeline the most. The guys turned out to be friendly and cheerful. Not at all like Adeline, everyone quickly accepted the girl. They began to ask questions. "And how is it in another city? What are you interested in? What do you do in your free time?" Everyone was very interested in Adeline. The girl was delighted. She felt very comfortable, as if in a native place. She was very pleased, albeit unexpectedly. Gradually, in a calm voice, Adeline tried to answer all the questions. She quickly became friends with all the guys. She wanted to get to know them better. After all the lessons and meeting new people, Adeline hurried home. There she told her parents about how she met a very good group of guys. This could be called the beginning of friendship. No one else was so interested in Adeline, so she really wanted to start communicating with these guys. The parents were happy for their daughter. Mom smiled and already imagined a wonderful life in a new place for the family, and Dad listened attentively to his daughter and nodded his head. These 2 miserable days seemed like a dream to Adeline. She thought that everything would finally get better, that she would be able to smile and rejoice more. She even forgot about that strange dream. But, unfortunately, she didn't know what would happen next. Life in the new city was excellent. Adeline has made good friends. She began to smile more often. The whole company loved and supported her. Parents also gave a lot of time to their daughter. The most important part of this place was the forest. The girl just loved to walk there. Every day she went to the forest and spent almost all her time there. She came to a clearing in the center of the forest. From the beginning, the parents were worried about such walks, but then they got used to it. Since their daughter always returned by the appointed time, the girl was addicted to the forest. It was her second home. The most unpleasant thing that could spoil the whole picture was terrible dreams, one could even say nightmares, because of which the girl often woke up, and sometimes did not sleep at all, but she didn't give these nightmares a strong meaning. Her life finally got better, and she didn't want to spoil all her happiness by paying attention to some dreams that are the usual fruit of her own imagination. May. Everyone is preparing to take exams. Graduate. Everyone has their own different cases. May was cold this year. A cool wind blew all day long. One day, a message came to Adeline's phone. An invitation to a small party at Millie's house in honor of graduation, and, of course, in honor of the imminent arrival of summer. The girl was ready for all the changes, so she didn't worry about it. I decided to come if my parents let me, she replied to a message in the general group. Oh, unexpectedly. I think I can come. It'll be fun. Thank you guys. After that, the girl immediately ran to her parents. Now Adeline was already standing in the living room and watching her mother read something. Ma, the guys are inviting me to the party, can I go? Adeline asked her mom. Miss Great looked up from her book and answered briefly, honey, of course you can. Just get back in time. Hearing the answer, the girl smiled and exclaimed joyfully, thank you. I promise to be back in time. Then I'll go pack my things. The guys talked on various topics. We laughed a lot and had fun. Suddenly David got up from the sofa and walked over to the table. There was a small bottle of wine in the basket that he began to pour a second one for Adeline. After that, David reached out to Adeline to give her a glass, but accidentally dropped it out of his hands. The glass broke and flew away, somewhere in the corner of the room. And the wine slowly dripped from the girl's head. Adeline's head was covered in wine. Oh, my God, Adeline. I'm sorry, I'm begging you. You urgently need to wash it off, David exclaimed in fear. The other guys were also worried. The girl was walking down the corridor and didn't think about anything. It was as if someone had abruptly taken away all her emotions. When the girl went into the bathroom, the first thing she did was look at the mirror. In the mirror, there was a girl with crimson hair, like the scarlet color of wine. God, how beautiful I am. The girl didn't recognize herself at all. She looked in the mirror and smiled. Only now she was smiling, not as usual, joyfully and sweetly, but on the contrary. Creepy and frightening. She wasn't in control at all. Of course, the wine will wash off and the girl will become a brunette again, but she really wanted to leave this beautiful hair color. After a long pause of silence, Adeline finally washed off the wine. The girl came out of the bathroom like a different person. The face was ordinary, sad, but somehow creepy. It's like she's been replaced. The girl returned to the living room and, as if nothing had happened, sat down on the sofa next to Clara. The evening went well. Adeline came home late enough. Her parents asked her how the evening went. The girl calmly answered everything without emotion. After that, she told her parents that she was very tired and would go to bed. Adeline quickly went to her room. Without turning on the light, she quickly lay down on the bed. I tried to fall asleep. I've been thinking about strange things for a long time. They were frightening. The girl was thinking about everything in the world, even about the meaning of her life. Thoughts were confused in her head, and the girl still did not show any of her emotions. Time passed. Adeline couldn't sleep. Everyone has already asked everything. All my studies and all my debts. Summer has come. The summer was not very warm, but pleasant. The girl lived her usual life. She was still tormented by nightmares and bad thoughts. She often remembered how she looked when David spilled wine on her. She really liked her appearance then. Therefore, she asked her parents for permission to paint herself in this color. Yes, it is in the color of wine. My parents thought for a long time, but later they allowed it. The girl was very happy. After a slight change in the girl's appearance, Adeline looked in the mirror not as herself, a sweet kind girl, but as someone else. Someone more creepy, self-contained, but she definitely liked her appearance. Friends were very surprised at how much the girl had changed, both externally and by nature. She really became more closed and even creepy. She did not show her emotions, either sat with a stone, sad face, or on the contrary, she smiled terribly. This change slightly alienated friends from the girl. Many have stopped having close contact with Adeline. Except Clara. The girl believed that everything was fine with her friend. And she understood that she needed at least some support. Clara was very fond of Adeline. She stayed with Adeline and spent time with her. Adeline was glad of that. I often dragged Clara into the woods with her. I trusted her with my secrets. She even told me about those nightmares, about how she felt after the change. She told me about the forest, about the family, about everything I could. Although Adeline did not control her condition, she tried to behave normally with Clara, because she understood that Clara was the only person who left her a new day. Mom was drinking tea in the living room and reading her book. Dad was at work. Adeline got up late enough. She had a little snack and was about to go back to the forest, when her mother stopped her. Honey, I'm sorry that I'm distracting you. I just wanted to tell you, you know. The news reported that there was a maniac in our city. They said that he had already been spotted several times in the forest. It's better not to go to deserted places for a while. I'm sorry, but I can't let you go. It's too dangerous. Don't go into the woods. And even for a long time. Apparently David was telling the truth at that party. The girl was in shock. She couldn't say anything. Wouldn't she be able to walk in her favorite forest? Would she no longer be able to view the beauty of trees and shrubs? She didn't want to lose what she had recently found, and it became her second home, which helped her calm down and forget about all the bad things. Adeline was in a stupor. Honey, don't worry so much. The police have already started searching. I think the criminal will be caught soon. But right now you need to stay at home. It'll be safer that way. Mom came up to her daughter and gently stroked her on the head. Adeline was silent for a very long time. But then she said quietly and seriously, "Yes, Mom. I understand. It's dangerous." Then, I'm going back to my room," the girl stammered. She was very hurt. Of course, she understood that it was quite dangerous in the woods now and her mother was worried about her, but she really wanted to feel the calm that the forest gave her again. The girl was upset. Honey, why don't you sit with me? Can I make some tea? We can chat and read something together." Mom decided to support her daughter. She understood how important the forest was to her, and decided to mitigate the whole situation. "Okay. Let's." Adeline smiled awkwardly and hugged her mother. After that, the mother and daughter drank tea together and talked about various topics. Adeline even cheered up a little. This oddity of hers also went away for a while. She became sweet and kind again. Mom really softened the situation. She knew how to support. Adeline loved her mother very much. She always accepted her for who she was and tried to take care of her. Her mother could bring Adeline out of even the saddest state. Probably for Adeline, Mom was like a ray of sunshine. Almost the whole day passed like this. Mom and daughter were having a great time, then they went for a walk. We went to the park, a more crowded place, and to the grocery store. Adeline was even a little distracted. She was having fun. It was a difficult day. With unexpected news and with new problems. But the evening was more cheerful and calm. Adeline was even able to relax and forget about the bad in the evening. My father came home from work. He already knew about the problems in the city, but he was calm, since so far no major crimes had happened yet. The family had dinner. Everyone went to their rooms. So did Adeline. She tried not to remember the morning and bad memories. The girl covered herself with a blanket and tried to fall asleep. She really managed to do it. Only now she saw a nightmare again, the same nightmare that was the first night in this house. The girl did not wake up, apparently because she was already used to it. It was very uncomfortable and creepy. But, unfortunately, there is nothing you can do. The days passed. The girl has not been in the forest for 5 days. Clara did not come either, and this greatly upset Adeline. Adeline was becoming more private. More strange, it scared the parents a little. Night. Everyone is asleep. Only Adeline couldn't sleep. She got out of bed and went to the window. The forest attracted her attention sharply. For a moment, the girl saw a rather tall dark figure that disappeared almost as quickly as it appeared. The girl was as if under hypnosis. The forest was calling her. Strange voices were buzzing in her head. They called her into the unknown darkness of the forest. Adeline dressed quickly and hurried outside. Those voices were getting louder and louder. The girl couldn't think. There was a feeling that someone was controlling her body. Gradually, Adeline walked towards the forest, walked and walked. Her figure gradually disappeared into the darkness. The girl wandered deep into the forest without saying a word.